Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Hey everyone, it's great to have you here again on our channel where we celebrate the stars who light up the world of entertainment, from the silver screen to the squared circle. Today, we're stepping into the thrilling realm of professional wrestling, that unique blend of athleticism, drama, and sheer spectacle that captivates millions around the globe. And folks, I've got a story for you that's not just about suplexes and pinfalls, it's about heart, resilience, and the kind of emotional journey that will have you rooting for the underdog every step of the way. We're talking about Kimberly Benson, the Scottish sensation better known to WWE fans as Piper Niven. This is her tale, from humble beginnings in a small Scottish town to dominating the SmackDown brand as part of the Green Regime stable. Grab your popcorn, settle in, because this is going to be an epic ride full of triumphs, tears, and that unbreakable spirit that makes us all believe in our own potential. Let's dive right in. Picture this, it's the early 1990s in Kilbirnie, a quaint little town in Ayrshire, Scotland. The air is crisp, the streets are lined with modest homes, and young Kimberly Benson is just a kid with big dreams. Born on May 6, 1991, Kimberly grew up in a world where wrestling wasn't just a hobby, it was a passion that ignited her soul from a very young age. You see, like so many of us who fell in love with the sport, Kimberly stumbled upon wrestling on TV one fateful day. Maybe it was the larger-than-life characters like Hulk Hogan or the high-flying antics of Bret Hart that caught her eye, but whatever it was, it hooked her. In a time when girls in sports, especially something as rough and tumble as wrestling, weren't exactly encouraged, Kimberly felt a pull she couldn't ignore. She wasn't your typical athlete, she was curvy, strong, and determined, but society back then had its narrow views on what a wrestler should look like. Little did she know, those very qualities would become her superpower. As a teenager, Kimberly's life took a turn that would define her forever. At just 15 years old, she decided to chase her dream head on. Can you imagine that? Most kids that age are worried about school dances or homework, but Kimberly was lacing up boots and stepping into a ring. She sought out training from local legends Damien O'Connor and Mikey Whiplash, two mentors who saw something special in this fiery Scottish girl. Training wasn't easy. Oh no, it was grueling. Hours upon hours in dingy gyms, learning to take bumps that jar your bones, perfecting holds that test your strength, and building the endurance to go toe-to-toe with anyone. But Kimberly thrived on it. There were days when doubt crept in, when the physical toll made her question if she was cut out for this. Am I strong enough? Fast enough? Do I even belong here? Those thoughts swirled in her mind, but each time she got knocked down, she got back up. It's that emotional grit, that inner voice saying, keep going, that resonates with so many of us. We've all had those moments where life pins us to the mat, but Kimberly's story reminds us that the comeback is always sweeter. By 2008, at the tender age of 17, Kimberly made her wrestling debut. She adopted the ring name Viper, a fierce, striking moniker that perfectly captured her powerful presence. Her first matches were on the independent circuit in Scotland, places like the Scottish Wrestling Alliance where crowds were small but passionate. Imagine stepping into that ring for the first time, the lights dim, the fans cheering, your heart pounding like a drum. For Kimberly, it was pure magic. She wasn't just wrestling, she was telling a story with every move, every slam. But the indie scene is tough, low pay, long drives, and constant hustle. Kimberly balanced it all, working odd jobs to fund her passion while honing her craft. There were nights she'd drive hours to a show, perform in front of a handful of people, and drive back exhausted but exhilarated. Those early struggles built her character, teaching her the value of perseverance. And let's not forget the emotional side. Being away from family, missing birthdays, feeling the isolation of the road. Yet, through it all, her love for wrestling kept her anchored. As Viper, Kimberly began to make waves. She competed in promotions like Pro Wrestling Eve, where women's wrestling was taking center stage. Eve was a game changer for her, a place where strong women like her could shine without apology. She faced off against some of the best, learning from each match, each loss turning into a lesson. Then came Insane Championship Wrestling (ICW), Scotland's premier indie fed. ICW was raw, intense, and full of that Scottish fire. Viper became a staple there, captivating audiences with her powerhouse style. She wasn't the high flyer flipping off the top rope, she was the force of nature who could lift opponents twice her size and slam them down with authority. Fans started to connect with her on a deeper level. Here was a woman who looked like them, who embraced her body and turned it into a weapon. In interviews, Kimberly has opened up about body positivity, sharing how she faced snide remarks and doubts about her size. Successful big people are often met with this weird resentment, she said, but she flipped the script. She became a beacon for those struggling with self-image, showing that strength comes in all forms. It's emotional stuff. Think about the young girls watching her, seeing themselves represented, feeling empowered. That's the magic of her story. It's not just wins and losses, it's inspiration. Her talent didn't stay confined to Scotland. In 2014, Piper tried out for TNA's British Boot Camp, a reality show hunting for the next big star. She poured her heart into it, showcasing her skills, but ultimately, it went to Mark Andrews. Heartbreaking, right? That rejection could have crushed her, but instead, it fueled her fire. She kept grinding, and soon, opportunities abroad called. Japan beckoned, the land of strong-style wrestling, home to promotions like World Wonder Ring Stardom. Piper headed to Stardom, where she adapted to their intense, hard-hitting approach. Competing against Joshi legends, she held her own and then some. In Stardom, she captured the Artist of Stardom Championship, a trios title that highlighted her teamwork and dominance. Those months in Japan were transformative, culturally eye-opening, physically demanding, but emotionally rewarding. Being far from home, immersing in a new world, it built her resilience. She formed bonds with wrestlers from different backgrounds, learning that wrestling is a universal language of passion and pain. Back in the UK, Piper's star kept rising. She became a two-time ICW Women's Champion, defending her title in brutal matches that left crowds on their feet. One standout feud was with Kay Lee Ray, a rivalry full of intensity and respect. These matches weren't just physical, they were emotional battles, each woman pushing the other to new heights. Piper also ventured to shimmer women athletes in the US, where she impressed with her unique blend of power and agility. And let's talk about World of Sport Wrestling, a revival of the classic British show. Piper was part of that, bringing her A-game to national TV. But amid the successes, there were lows. Injuries are part of the game, strains, sprains, and the constant ache of a body pushed to its limits. Kimberly has shared stories of nights when pain kept her awake, questioning if it was all worth it. Yet, her family's support, her fans' cheers, pulled her through. It's that emotional attachment, to the sport, to her roots, that kept her going. Then, in 2017, the big break came. WWE called the Mae Young Classic, a tournament showcasing the world's best women's wrestlers. Kimberly entered as Piper Niven, a fresh ring name paying homage to her Scottish heritage, think bagpipes and power. The tournament was emotional from the start, nerves, excitement, the weight of representing Scotland. In the first round, she defeated Santana Garrett with a dominant display. Round 2, she outlasted Serena Deeb. But in the quarter-finals, Toni Storm ended her run. Still, Piper left an impression. WWE saw potential and signed her to NXT UK, their British brand. Moving to the UK Performance Centre was a dream come true, but it came with challenges. Adapting to WWE's style, the pressure of TV, and being away from home again. In NXT UK, Piper shone, feuding with stars like Rhea Ripley and Kay Lee Ray, now Alba Fire. She captured hearts with her charisma, that mix of toughness and warmth. But WWE's main roster beckoned. In 2021, Piper debuted on Raw, but with a twist, she was renamed Doudrop, tied to Eva Marie's storyline. Now, this was controversial. Fans loved Piper Niven, but Doudrop felt like a step back, a gimmick that didn't fully capture her essence. Kimberly has been open about this period, feeling overlooked, battling negative thoughts. Why change what works? She wondered. It was an emotional rollercoaster, performing under a name that didn't feel right, yet she gave it her all. She entered the Royal Rumble, had memorable moments, but deep down, she yearned to be herself. And then, in 2023, the shift happened. Eva Marie's storyline faded, and Piper reclaimed her name. What a triumphant moment. It's like shedding a skin that didn't fit, emerging stronger. That same year, fate aligned for one of the most entertaining tag teams in WWE, her partnership with Chelsea Green. It started dramatically. Sonya Deville got injured, leaving Chelsea without a partner for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Enter Piper Niven, who boldly declared herself the new champ. No arguments, just pure confidence. Thus, the Green Regime was born, a stable that later included Alba Fire, blending Scottish power with Chelsea's chaotic energy. Their chemistry. Electric. Chelsea's antics, Piper's powerhouse moves, they complemented each other perfectly. In August 2023, they captured the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, a crowning achievement. Imagine the emotion in that moment, holding that gold, the crowd roaring, years of hard work paying off. They've defended those titles in epic battles against teams like Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. There were losses too, like when the titles slipped away, but they bounced back, winning them a second time. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, the Green Regime has been a force on SmackDown. Piper's matches are must-see. Her Michigan Splash, her running crossbody, moves that defy expectations for someone her size. But it's her promos, her emotional depth, that draw fans in. Remember Clash at the Castle in Scotland 2024. Performing in her homeland, Piper got teary-eyed post-match, thanking the fans. "This is for you, Scotland," she said, voice cracking. It's moments like that which create lasting bonds. And in 2025, positive vibes abound. Reports say WWE has big plans for her, potential singles pushes, more title reigns. She's even crossed over to NXT for special appearances, like battling Sol Ruca and Zarya with Chelsea. But Piper's story isn't just titles and matches, it's about the human side. She's a champion of body positivity, sharing her journey with self-acceptance. In interviews, she's candid. "I faced remarks about my body, but I turned that into fuel." She's inspired countless fans to embrace themselves, to chase dreams regardless of societal norms. Think about the letters she gets, the kids who say, "You make me believe I can do anything." That's emotional gold. Personally, Piper keeps things private, but we know she's got a soft spot for animals, rescuing dogs, sharing heartwarming stories online. Her bond with her rescue pup Titan is touching. It's that reminder that even warriors need love and companionship. As we look to the future, Piper Niven is poised for greatness. Will she capture singles gold? Lead the Green Regime to new heights? One thing's for sure, her journey is far from over. From that young girl in Kilburn to a WWE superstar, Kimberly Benson has shown us that with heart, hard work, and a bit of Scottish stubbornness, anything is possible. Her story tugs at the heartstrings because it's real, full of ups, downs, and that unbreakable will to succeed. It's a reminder that in entertainment, whether Hollywood films or WWE rings, the best tales are those of overcoming odds. And folks, that's the incredible story of Piper Niven. What a ride it's been. If you've felt that emotional pull, that inspiration to chase your own dreams, then we've done our job here at Nation of Glory. Thank you so much for joining us today, your support means the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of wrestling's brightest stars, hit that like button to show some love. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more uplifting stories from the world of entertainment, Hollywood, and beyond. And share this video with your friends who need a dose of motivation. Until next time, stay glorious, and we'll see you soon.